H, great memories there. We're going to talk about friends now, plural, because we're going to talk about your history as a tag wrestler. Now, unless I miss my guess during our conversations, you don't particularly care for working tags, do you?
I do with the right people. Yeah, I just some people have chemistry, some don't. Does that make sense?
Oh, no question.
Yeah.
And I
I would not call myself a good tag team wrestler by any means.
Why is that?
Because I like to be in the ring too much. It's as simple as that. I never like getting out. No, but I did have a great run with Greg Valentine. So, and with Rip Hawk, who was my first tag team partner ever, he was an older guy, a very nice and very well qualified older guy, giving me the rub. To go, yeah, where'd you get that picture? So
look at those sunglasses. Wow.
I know.
Do you still have those?
I know, but no, I threw them away long ago. But Rip was a great guy. He used to say to me, and he always dressed nice too. So I kind of got a little of that clothing rub from Rip, But he knew all the places, and I was like the young guy, and so and I loved to go out and drink and party, and Rip just loved. He learned to love to hang out with me. So I just brought the fraternity house from college on the road in the business.
Well, yeah, but the business was already a fraternity house on the road. You just brought your own special flair. No pun intended. But by my count, you were a tag champ 8 times. So you think Greg Valentine was probably your best partner? And if so, why was that?
I think as our best partner, we just had good chemistry. I was the guy that took all the bumps and flew around, and Greg was a solid, grinding ground attack. Just like his dad. His dad used to say to me, because I tagged with John a lot before the airplane crash, and John would say, "Why do you let those guys throw you across the ring into the ropes?" You'll never look back in a library and see a picture of Johnny Valentine getting thrown from a turnbuckle to another one. He wouldn't do it. He'd say, "Why do you let those guys throw you in the ropes?" I said, "Because that's what Wally told me to do." He said, "Well, it's not real. Nobody believes that. Who can throw you in the ropes if you don't want to go?" I mean, John had a different mindset, but it took him forever to get over. I mean, I watched it took for a year to get him over. I think, my God, just laying there in that front face like that. How boring is this? But when he got over, we were sold out. And then all of a sudden, plane crash came, and the misfortune of that. But John Valentine had a whole different psychological point of view than I could ever fathom. But I really enjoyed. I listened to him, and he was fun. And of course, I did my best to entertain Johnny Valentine, who will always remember as one of the greats. He wrestled Rogers, O'Connor. Anybody that drew big money in St. Louis was a top star.
Now, I liked you and Valentine, Greg Valentine as a team. I liked you and Blackjack Mulligan. And you and Piper were even WWE Tag Team Champs at one point.
Yeah, what a rib. Vince just said, "I'll give you 2 clowns one more day."
Yeah, but it was great. Nate, it was great.
No, it was fun. It was. And then, of course, we flew to Europe, right? You know the story, right? And the first day we land, we're going to wrestle against, I can't remember who, for the titles and win. And Roddy got sick in the dressing room. So the doctors came, and they wouldn't let Roddy wrestle. So we did something real quick where we got beaten, and they sent Roddy back to the hotel and bought him a ticket to go home the next day. And they told him not to drink because he was having intestinal problems, right? So I went back to the hotel. I walked up to his room. He'd already drank 12 beers and had smoked 2 joints. I said, "You're supposed to be sick." He said, I'm fine. I I'm fine. I know what I'm doing." So anyway, I kept track of him all the way till he got to Portland. He told me, this is the guy that was really tough. I mean, mentally tough, Roddy was. He landed at Terminal C or Terminal D or F or something like that in Chicago O'Hare. As you know how big that is, right? To walk all the way down. I said, "Why didn't you get a wheelchair?" He got on the plane, flew to Portland, and they checked him right in the hospital. He had cancer. It was brutal.
Oh, that was the first they found out about it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he didn't even call his wife. He didn't want to scare her. He got off the plane. This is the kind of way Roddy was. He didn't want to scare Kitty. He got off the plane, went and checked himself in the hospital. Nobody could find him for a week. He didn't want to scare. He didn't want to scare Kitty and the kids. I mean, they were that was his safe place. You know what I mean? He never brought him around the business. That was his safe place. But rather than scare Kitty, he went and checked in to find out exactly what was wrong.